continue the recording. All right. So we're talking about the command net start. It shows what exactly are we connected to. So, and then there's another command, route. So it prints the routing table. So the routing table is how is traffic getting out from this particular system. So there's always a gateway. This is how traffic is getting out. So sometimes you might have more than you want to be able to know how traffic is getting out of that particular system. So it might not be the default gateway that it's using. There might be other routes to the system. So maybe you're using maybe that particular machine is using two ISP, maybe it has a VPN. So there can be multiple routes. So this is going to come in handy. So now let me show you the new way all this is done for the networking command. So let me clear all these using the clear command and IP. So IP, the new commands that are being used now. So you see, what do you call it? Yes. Okay, so IPA, for example, now. So it shows the same thing I have config was showing the other time. It shows the IP address, the subnet, the broadcast, and /24 is the subnet of this particular IP. So IP also, another way that you can use the IP is you can say IP N. So it shows us the same thing that I have configured. The ARP rather, the same thing app was showing us the other time. App ANO. I was printing, oh, sorry. ANO. So the IP address to the MAC address binding, the same thing it was showing us the other time, is what this IPN also does. So you can explore some of the IP. So you can say IP, you can say man IP. So if you show us some of the usage of this, so we can read more on this to be able to know this. So I think practice more of these networking commands and see what it does. Okay, one last thing I want us to do before we finish this class is you're going to be updating a lot of some of the tools that are already being used. And the way you update is in Linux, in Kali Linux, is use apt updates. So use and you can even run it together with the upgrade. So you can say apt. This means I want to run it concurrently. We don't want to type the command twice. Apt and then do upgrade. So you can do this to upgrade your version of Kali Linux. Okay, I need to do it as a, so I need to run it as a sudo.
You forgot a command. Okay.
Yes. So most times when you see permission denied if you don't have the particular. So it's saying, are you root? So it wants me to go in as a root actually. So I'm going to go in. Don't forget some of the commands we've used. So I'm now root. So I can run apt updates. So it's just going to go over so because this is a new version, so and everything is already done. So I can run the upgrade apt upgrade. So if I want to download it, I'll say yes, but I'm not sure I want to. It's going to run all these. Anyways, I'm going to run in data. I don't want to do it now. So I'm going to use Control C to do that. So another way you can also use this app is that you want to install external tools. So for example, let me clear this. So I want to run a particular tool called, I want to install it. I'm going to install a tool called Python pip. It's a Python tool. So, okay, same Python. Okay, because the Python pip is Python 2, and Python 2 already is no more being used. It's already depreciated. So the new one is Python 3. So it gave me this, like, okay, it has been replaced with this. So I'll just follow that and run that. So yes, I want to install it, and then we'll be able to do that. And then another tool that, so because this version of Kali, a lot of things have changed. They've tampered with a lot of tools that were actually nice that we normally use. So one cool thing we can do is so you can just go to Google. So there's one guy that did so it's called Pimp My Kali. Just Google Pimp My Kali. So he has a GitHub. So what he did is he wrote a script that fixed a lot of things. So he fixes for new imported Kali virtual machines. So it's actually quite nice. So, and there's always an installation, there's always a way. So you don't have to know it before, just once you read it, you'll be able to do it. So one thing we can do is to, like, from the installation script, this is the command we're going to use. So we'll copy this. I'm going to run it in so we're going to run it in our terminal. So I'm going to exit this root. So most times when you are installing external tools, we normally put them inside the opt folder. So we cd into opt, the opt folder. So most times this is where we put majority of our external tools through. And then what we want to do is to let's make a new directory, or okay, it's going to make the directory for us. So we're going to just use this particular git clone. So git, that's how you normally install a particular, if it has a GitHub. So then we already copied the link, and then we just paste. So I have to run it as a sudo. I don't have the permission. So after I run it as a sudo, it's going to run. So if we ls now, we should be able to see Pimp My Kali. You see it now. So but we actually want to run the script. So we're going to cd into Pimp My Kali. So let's try out the LSLA thing that we so this is a particular script. So let's say we don't have So because we're the ones that downloaded it, we have read, write, execute access. But if we don't, so what you do is that, remember, you change mode, you do plus X or 777. I actually use plus X and then pimp. So sudo, if you are not, always remember sudo if you are not root. So when we do ls early again, it will actually give us our, what do you call it? Our, was it? If we do ch mode 777, I always forget sudo. So anytime you find yourself forgetting it, just go back and put it in. Let's do our ls again. So we see that it has actually changed everything. It has given everybody access to it. So to run a script, we're going to be writing our own scripts from next week. Just simple scripts that you can use in your penetration test. So you can use other people, like these are other people's scripts that will enable us to do things. So to run this script, what we just do is to do dot slash. So that's the way to run a particular program or script. So I forgot to root again. I have to do sudo. So now this is the tool. So what we want to just do is I want to fix all. So we want to fix all. So I'll just do 0. So this is part of the things you're going to do. So please do this for your version of Linux. Upgrade, update, and then work on this. Use this pimp mycali. So what it enables us to do is that some of the tools that have been removed, it will download them, and then it's just a nice to have, so that okay. So I think while this is going on, okay, let me show you one thing before we end. So you want another way to create a file. So while this is going on, we can open another terminal. Can actually open another terminal and be doing something else while this is actually working. So I want to show you another way to create a file. So let me see the documents. So another way you can create a file is you can do touch. Touch is another nice way. So touch, I want to just say test2.txt. So what it does is that it creates, so this touch creates another file, creates a file for me. So another way I can create a file is to use the other tools. For example, there used to be a text editor, but it's no more available in this version. Let's install it, gedit. So let's install sudo apt install gedit. So it's asking for my password. Okay. Because this installation is actually going on, we're going to stop it. It has this one has to finish. It's using the same processes apt-get. So, but you can use mousepad. Mousepad is one of the new ones that they are using now. So I think if you go to text editor, favorite, okay, this is a text editor. So the name is mousepad, but if you want to access it from terminal, because everything we're doing is we want to access it from the terminal. So we can say we want to create a file, we want to say test3 mouse pad. Okay, sudo mouse pad text 3.txt. Okay, field initialize. Okay, I think this process is still affecting it. So let's stick with command line tools then. There's a tool called Nano. So Nano txt.txt3.txt. So Nano is also a text editor. So you can put anything you want there, hello, and let's say you want to put a configuration file. So the way to work with it is using some of these. So just do Control O to write out. Then that's when to do this. You can use Control X to close it. Another one is VI. I actually like this one. So I can use VI to just edit the same file. So okay, this was the file we did the other time. And so this one, if you want to work with it, you have to, before you even, if you press, as I'm pressing my key now, it's not allowing me. So the first thing I had to do was to press I for insert. So if you see, this is the insert mode, so I can do anything I want. So if I'm done, all I do is escape. Then I do escape mode is the command mode for this particular one. So I do column, and I want to write it. I want to write it, then I've saved it. So I do escape again. I do escape, I do column again, and I want to quit. I can do WQ, I can combine to quit, okay, and then so please explore some of these editors. Nano, there's also Vim. So Vim is also a text editor that is like an access from the terminal. Let's open text2 on it. So this is also a text editor. It also works the same way like VI. So you do I first before you work with it. So some of these tools you also work with. It's not just Kali Linux. Let's say you're working with a web server on cloud, and you're working with SSH on it. You SSH into it. You have a terminal. These are some of the ways to navigate and create files or configuration files or anything you want to do. So I will escape, and I'm not going to write it, or let me write WQ, and then there you have it. Okay, so I'll give the file, and then I hope the video didn't cut too much, so that you can practice some of these things. So, and okay, we've talked on Touch to be able to create a new file, and we use it to create one of these particular files. Let's say we want to append something directly from it, want to write something directly from the command line into it. So you can view it with cat. Let's say we want to view the content of text 3 or text 2. So this is you can use cat to view it, but want to add something into it. We say echo. Remember our echo. You can say I, and if you use this to just write, it will overwrite whatever content that is there. So let's test it. Test 2. And we cut, let's say we cut text 2. See, it has actually overwritten it with that. If we don't want to overwrite it, we use the echo, and instead of just one, we use 2 of this. Instead of just sorry about that. So this actually appends something to it. So let's just write something, and we check it. So this comes in handy. You don't want to overwrite, you don't want to put something in it. You don't want to overwrite it. And so I think today we are done. What I want you to do this week is I want you to get comfortable. Okay, saying, do you want to enable the ability to log in as root? Well. For the purposes of our lab, and okay, no, don't let's log in as root. Anything we want to do, we're going to be using sudo, or we can log in from the terminal. Okay. So, I think we're at the end of today's class. I know we've gone a bit fast. Let me see. Let me send. So if you have questions now, you can actually ask it while I'm trying to send the file, the Google Sheet. Anyone has something to say? Questions? Confusions? Okay, so I believe everyone will be able to get a good hand on this. I think.
Hello, sir.
Okay, I'm listening.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
sir.
please speak.
I want to ask all these
Okay.
text editors you are just calling out.
Okay.
Are we going to like have them installed in our system before we can actually call them out from it?
Yes, they are ready. If you have your Kali running like as it is, they are already installed. So VHI is already installed. This is VHI. It's already, without having to do anything, it's already installed. Nano is already installed. So yes, you're going to have access to them.
Okay.
But is it clear? Like, is this something you'll be able to for those that have not used Linux before or Kali Linux before, is this something you'll be able to go and work on? Okay, I see Mr. Nelson. Please, I didn't know you were online. Please, kindly come and give us some of your wisdom. Nelson, please. So, anyways, I want you to be very familiar with the command line, because majority of the things were the tools, all these tools that we're going to be using, we're going to be using them from the command line. So the aim of this session is to get us conversant and to be able to move around with ease on the command line. Okay, I want to drop these. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing today is the terminal, which is this Let me just send the and then so okay, so that's the PDF. Okay, so please download it and okay. So don't let this confuse you. If you don't move, if you don't get this terminal, some of the other things we're going to be working on, we will not be able to, some of the tools, these are the basics you need to know. The networking basics we did last week, so that you have to be familiar with networking, some of the basic networking stuff, IP address, MAC address, and then Linux itself, the terminal itself. So go through the slides, work on it on your own, and then I hope the video, Roland, I hope you're able to give the video. So, all right, everyone that just joined,
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, I'm listening.
You said you just dropped a file. Where?
Yes.
It's not
On the chat.
Is it on
yes, on the chat.
It's not showing. It's not showing over here.
Okay, I will drop it again. I'm going to drop it again.
Okay, thanks, sir.
PDF. I'm dropping it on the chat. Let me see if I can drop it on the Slack group.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, sir.
yeah, I want to say it's best we put all resources on the Slack channel. So I think everything is in one location.
Okay.
You can always go back there, yeah, to get it.
Okay. I'm sorry I've not been active. I've not been active on the Slack channel because of these past few weeks work has been really tasking. But I hope to get some of. Okay. All right, I just put it on the Slack channel now. So please let's go through it, and I would go through the Slack channel through this week. I am going to find a particular hour to give it a good look. So if anyone has resources that can help in like YouTube resources, please don't hesitate to put it there. So the aim is not for, it's for us to learn, it's for us to know these things. So there's always something, there's always, it's not just one way that you can learn. You always learn in multiple different ways. So if you have it, please don't hesitate to give it to us on the Slack channel. Okay, so I believe.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, I believe we can. Okay, you have something to say?
Yes, I have a suggestion, sir.
All right.
Sorry, I know you mentioned this last week
Okay.
when you're trying to ask one of the people in charge about the number of people that are in cybersecurity training class. Yes, because we have been having this issue of time. Like today now, someone on the Slack still complained that he was expecting that the time the Zoom meeting link should have been sent before today, and which is very, very good. I as you just said some few minutes ago that you are busy with work and so many other things like that. I want to suggest, is there a way we can just maybe have two people among the students, maybe just two people to always, reach out to you, update the class on any information that or anything we'll be doing. Like last week, you mentioned about an assignment and some other stuff. I couldn't find it on the Slack. I couldn't find it on the Zoom meeting we had too. I was like, wow, where are these resources? I was even trying to said, okay, I'm going to ask today that is there any other platform we are using aside Slack and Zoom? So I think we should find a way and have some guys from the students that can keep updating us on whatever we need to do. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. I agree. We've not been very organized. I think it's just Slack that we have now. So I absolutely agree. So please, Roland, please, after this class, let's have, like you said, let's have 2 people so that we just, I'm going to give out my number on this group. So please just let, like you said, let someone interface so that whatever resources that we need to put the time of the class. So we've agreed that the time of the class will be 4 p.m. every Sunday. And that seems convenient for everyone. And also the recordings. We should have someone that is going to be responsible for that. So sorry about the whole thing. I think, yes, we can get, as we go along, we'll get better organized.
So, thank you, sir.
All right. So thank you. You can reach out to me. You can send a WhatsApp message actually. So I think if I don't answer immediately, just know that I'll answer. Please don't be annoyed. All right. So I think that's it for today. Thank you everyone for your time and try to practice everything. All right. Take care.
Thank you, sir.